Sunday, October 8th. Let's see, 3:36 p.m. Just gorgeous out. These leaves are changing fast up here in Maine. I try to take a video, a boring driving video, every season and post it on my YouTube channel every year. Now, with that being said, 10, 20 years from now, either myself or my daughter or somebody can look back and see every year what it looked like through here, around what time of the year, blah blah blah. I think it'll be cool to look back on and how much has changed on the road as well. And I really wish I had that growing up in my childhood. I think that would be really neat to look back on. Like, say if my dad did it, you know, how cool would it be to go back 30 years and just take a drive down this road? I know it's a boring video to some, but right now, of course it is, you know, it's just driving. The leaves are beautiful, but, you know, and the sky is pretty, but you only watch it so long. I get it, but, you know, I would absolutely love to have a video of driving down this road, you know, 30, 40 years ago and just see what was different about it. Time lapse it into a new video, you know, and you could really see the difference. I don't know, it'd just be neat. But that's what I'm trying to do every season, try to snag a couple driving videos, just driving from town to the house or, you know, something like that. So, to, you know, capture the Maine beauty. Once we get a little farther into October, I'm sure more leaves will change, and I'll snag another video and post that up as well. I always try to get a couple. That's if the windstorms don't knock them all off for us. That's the thing. Once they start to change, they're getting brittle. So all it takes is one gnarly windstorm, and boom, they're gone. So, or a lot of them are. So. Either way, I hope everyone's having a great day, great night, great morning, whatever it is for you when you're watching this. It's just crazy how far technology's come. I remember riding down this road in an old Chevy K10, much like the one I have now. It was the one Dad had. Grew up in that truck. I remember when he bought it. Didn't buy it new, bought it used off a feller up in Orrington, but he bought it in the early 90s, and it was 86. The truck I have is a little bit older. It's an 82, the same body style, looks almost identical. His was like, well, it was gray when he bought it, and he had it painted back before, you know, body shops were insane to have your truck painted. I think he paid, it was $1,300 to have his truck painted, which back then, that was a really good price. I mean, they did all the body work, and had some rust, you know, and they fixed all that and painted it. Even like took the bed off and did in between the bed and the back of the cab and everything. So that's a lot. So but yeah, tons of memories out here in these back roads. Grateful to have them, grateful to still be out here. Someday I absolutely can't wait to fix up my parents' old house and you know, potentially move in there someday, but just get it to the point where I can go up and work on it, get the power back on, and you know, the power's off right now due to faulty power box. Needs to be replaced, but any who's and what's, that's another story for another day. Always something. Keeps me busy though. But I'm getting there on the old truck. All I got left is front wheel bearings, a little bit of wiring, and put the front brakes back on. That's nothing. The wheel bearings is the tough part. And I have everything for the brakes. I just need to get the bearings. The bearings I do have are incorrect. Evidently the axle had been swapped at some point in its life before I had gotten the truck. I've had the truck since 2001. So at some point between 1982 and 2001, somebody decided to put an axle in it from between 1968 and 1972, or 71 rather. Yeah, because from 73 to 87, they're all identical. They're all exactly the same. 68 to 71, 72 are all the same, but different than the next round of axles they made. But anyway, I've got the older front axle in it, so it takes different bearings. I am happy about that overall because it's a better axle. They made stuff right back then, so whoever put that in knew what they were doing, so that's a plus. But right now I just have to find the right parts for it. Nothing to it. We'll get there. That big old truck, I just went by it. I'm gonna run down to the house, drop a couple things off, then I can run back up and play with my truck, which I'm fairly excited for. So I was gonna start installing wheel bearings today, but that's not gonna work out, so I'm gonna do that a different day once I can get them. It's alright, we'll get there. One step at a time. Church Road is where we're at now. Luckily my place is like 6 minutes away from my parents. I never move far from home. But I'm grateful for that now, you know, and especially as my parents were, health wasn't good. I was always close by. I still wish I did more, you know. Just saying that, my subconscious is like, yep, but you didn't do, you know. Always beat yourself up, like, you know, should have done more. Once your folks are gone, then you realize, it all kicks in and you realize, well, you know, I shouldn't have been running around doing this and that. I should have spent more time with my folks. You know, especially in my late teens, early 20s, you know, I really just, all I cared about was hanging out with friends and, you know, four-wheeling and playing with the trucks and I don't know, everything but spending time with my folks. And then, you know, proceed into your, you know, mid to late 20s and then life, you know, working all the time, struggling to get by. Speaking of my folks, they're buried right behind that church we just went by right there. So every time I go up to their house, I drive right by them. they're close by too. There's Hancock Pond. It's absolutely beautiful. What I would give to have a little chunk of land right on that pond on the other side, on the wood side there, and just be able to build just a little cabin with a loft, you know, and just big enough to sleep above, and a little wood stove in there. And boy, that would be sweet, just to have a little piece of heaven there. It is just gorgeous out there. Just a little pond, but I mean, it'd be sweet to have a kayak. Look at these folks. See, they know it. They know what it's about. It's pretty windy to take that sucker out today, though. It might get thrashed around a little bit today, but that's all right. It'll still be a good time. Hang on to it. But usually it's very calm out there. It's a very small pond. Gorgeous out there, though. Gorgeous area. Truly blessed to be here. But yeah, no, life happens, and I don't think that there's a day that goes by that I don't think about my folks. There's some kind of trigger, and I you know, there'll be times where you know, not so much with Dad anymore sometimes, but with Mom, I just want to call and be like, hey, you know, this happened or that happened or whatever. Dad's been gone a little longer. But I still, you know, I still want to pick up the phone and call them and, you know, tell them something, or I see something that I think that they would like, and I'm like, oh, I can get, no, you know, and then it just continues to hit you, you know. And I don't know. Grief works in mysterious ways, that's for sure. But I was a lucky fellow, though, being brought up by those two, because they done a good job. It was me that didn't. So wish I'd have done things a little different, that's all. Isn't this gorgeous through here? Truly is beautiful. Truly is beautiful. I was going to stop. I want to stop sometime and show you guys the pond there, but 90% sure I'm linked to the car for audio right now, so if I get out, you just won't hear me talk or hear anything. And to switch that over mid-video is probably tough, so I'll do a separate video on that. It's just gorgeous down there. But anyway, I am just about to the house, so if you made it this far in the video listening to me ramble on, I appreciate you. And welcome to Maine. It's just gorgeous here, so hope everyone has a great day. All the love. Over.